Hey guys. Ooh, so dark. When you guys sign on, say hello. Hey Lisa. Hey Crystal. Hey Marie. Hey Francine, Kathy, Christina, Sandy, Natalie. Everybody, Mary, everybody. Hey guys. I am trying to, well, figure out how I can see the chat on my computer. Um, please hold. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I go here. Ah, okay. I found it. Close. I found it. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. I'm so happy to hear that. I decided to chat with you guys. I've got a glass of wine. I had a great day today. I went with Miss Sherry. I did her room makeover for her. I went and picked her up, and we went to Franklin and we shopped and we had lunch. It was so nice. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Bakersfield, hey, in the house. Yes. Oh, I know. Aren't they beautiful? It's such a beautiful view. Look at that. What a great live stream background. I love it. Looks so good. Hey, Maria. Thank you. Prancer, what is your name? Or I should just call you Prancer. New Jersey in the house. Hey. Yes. Where's everybody coming in from? We got New Jersey. We got Bakersfield, California. Thank you. West Florida. Hey, Darla. Okay, great. Let's see if I remember that. Pennsylvania, Missouri. Wow. Fresno, Michigan, Omaha, Virginia. Oh my goodness. Canada, Quebec. Yes. Arizona. Say hi to my son. Santa Maria, California. California's showing up tonight. Atlanta. McKinney, Texas. Oh, we were going to move to McKinney. That was on our bucket list before we moved to Tennessee. Texas. Look at California. Yes. Arizona, Utah, southeastern Ohio. Awesome. So we went to, oh, I should show you what I got. Hold on, let me go grab it. I'm coming. I'm so out of pocket right now. Okay. So we went to Franklin to the Southern Manor, which is my favorite little Wyoming, Massachusetts, Indiana, the suburbs of Chicago, Iowa. God, you guys are from everywhere. I'm so happy you're catching it too. I never know when I'm going to go live, so I do it on a whim. Anyways, we went to the Southern Manor in Franklin, and um, I'm on their list for when all their Christmas stuff comes out. And so look what I found, you guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. Is that not beautiful? It's gorgeous. Look at that. Just beautiful. Okay, but I didn't just get one. Oh, she looks so pretty in the study. Okay, I got another one. Look at, there's two. Oh, are they not the most beautiful that you've ever seen? Ah, I just love them. I'm going to leave them out all year long because I can and they're gorgeous. Anyways, so I wanted to update you guys on a couple of things and I figured let's do it live. I have a video coming out tomorrow at 7 a.m. Um, today's video is not doing as great as the rest of the week. I'm not sure why, but I've been working so hard on my SEO score. So I don't know what I did wrong today. But anyways, um, what was I going to tell you? Oh, so today while out, okay, well, let me back up. I found a company to help me with my candle because I told you guys I want a signature candle. And um, yeah, aren't they gorgeous, Lisa? They're just, I've never seen anything like that either. And here's the beauty. Hold on, I'll get to the candle story in a minute. When I first found the store, I said, I'm a blue and white girl. I need everything blue and white. And he said, oh, well, you're going to love that room at Christmas because it's all blue and white Christmas. And I was like, what? He goes, let me put you on our text list. So today, when I bought those, because she just brought them down, she goes, Christmas is here. It's upstairs. And I just brought those down. And I said, I'm taking them. I hope you don't mind because she had them beautifully displayed. She said she's going to text me as soon as I start bringing stuff down. She's going to text me. So, yay. Okay, so back to the candle story. So I found a company. So, but here's the thing with my unique home decor. So if you guys have not visited my website, it is homeandgardenwithanna.com. And right now I'm blogging, I'm sharing my recipe videos, just filling the air. But eventually I'm going to be adding a shop. And the whole idea behind that is made in America, unique home decor. Okay, so I might need to go picking. So I might find things when I'm picking. I might find things that are brand new, that kind of stuff. But eventually that's all going to come. Now, I don't know if most of you guys know this, but I used to have a Sherry, if you're listening, you've heard this story 3 times today. I used to have a home decor business, and the name of that company was The Rustic Tiller. I still have the sign and everything, and it was out of my garage, and it was unique home decor, but I did business with China, which was, I don't want to do China, I don't want to do business with China. I want to put my money into America. So I'm really going to strive for American made. That's it. If it's not made in America, I don't want it. But that business took off. We had a tandem garage, so it's 2-car garage, and then there's like an extra garage. Ernie turned that whole tandem part into my shop. So I had all these shelves with all my inventory. He built me a packing station. I had a desktop where I printed all my labels and did all of that stuff. And that business took off. It owned me. I was owned by this business, and it was at the point to where I had semis pulling up to the front of my house and unloading pallets of product. And I got scared and I closed shop. I got scared and I closed shop. So I lost a lot of money on that. Ernie's the best. He supports me in everything. And we lost money on that business because I got scared. So I'm going to do it again, but I'm not doing business with China. I'm doing made in America, and it's going to be unique home decor. So I want to find things that you're not necessarily going to find anywhere. And the first thing I want to begin with is my signature candle. And so I found a company in Texas to help me with that. They sent me my sample. Some of you guys may have seen me open it on Instagram, and I was so excited and so hopeful. However, after lighting that candle, and I followed the instructions they sent on, how to get it going and all that, because it was a soy candle. I'm not going to mess with soy, sorry, but I'm not. And the reason why is the throw was no good. I want to light a candle in my living room and I want to be able to smell it here in my study or in my bedroom or even upstairs. I want the throw to go as far as it can go. And so the throw was not good. And so I'm not going to go move forward with this company. But today, while I was out, I did manage to find somebody who's going to be able to do that for me. So I'm very excited. But it is going to take some time. And God bless the USA, Maria. Yes. Um, so it is going to take some time to come up with that, but I do want you guys to familiarize yourself with. I promise I haven't even had a sip yet. Familiarize yourself with the website, and then know that I will launch it and I'm going to let you know. And so the way I'm going to do it is I'm not going to overwhelm myself because I don't want this business to overwhelm me. I'm going to do small releases. So I'm going to get, I want to eventually have four seasonal scents, and then I want to have a signature scent. And I'm going to release small little bunches so that I don't overwhelm myself, so that it doesn't overwhelm me, and I'm not owned by it. So I can release what I'm going to release. I can get those orders, I can get them sent out, make sure they get to everybody, and no issues with shipping and all that kind of stuff, and then be done until I'm ready to release more. And I think that'll be really manageable for me. So, yes, so I will be a coffee scent. Ooh, I don't know. I have no idea. But the whole point behind the candles, I want to be able to choose my own vessel. So I want it to be something that I would have in my home, and something that everybody would, that it fits in with everybody's decor. So that is my whole thing behind it. It'd be lovely to just walk into my closet and pull out a candle rather than going and spending, $40, $50. So that is going to be it. And then I found somebody. The second thing I'm probably going to be doing are pillow covers. Now, you guys know I'm very eclectic when it comes to my choices. And I think that, well, hence the word unique home decor. But I am not going to be doing things that are just things that I would choose. I'm going to be doing things that you would want to, put on your sofa or bed or what have you as well. So that's going to take some time too, because the seamstress that I found, she's fabulous and she's willing to work with me. But I want to see if I can find somebody that will work. She's not understanding that I want to buy in bulk, so I should get a better price. She just keeps giving me the same price over and over again, which is not going to be affordable for, the majority of people. And I'm not, my items are not going to be cheap. I will tell you that. It's not going to be a cheap Walmart price things. Nothing wrong with that. I love Walmart, but it's not going to be inexpensive. And that is one of the things that I think keeps a lot of businesses away from doing business with companies here in America, is because of the cost. But understand that you're paying into our economy here in America when you buy American. Even if it costs you a little bit more, it's well worth it. So those will be the first two things that I'm gonna do. So let me go through. Don't be sorry you're late. Candles by Anna. Well, Ernie and I have to come up with a name for the name, the candles. And I love all the American flags. You guys are like, oh, that's my heart right there. I'm an America girl. Hey, everybody. Oh, you guys are yes, the products will be. Have I gone to get you guys start asking me questions so I can start answering them? Yeah, no to soy. They just do not. Oh, she works in Franklin. Oh, Franklin is just adorable. Sherry and I had a good time there today. We ate at, I don't remember the name of the place, and I don't want to bad talk them, but we probably wouldn't eat there again. And Sherry made a good point. She says it's more like a gastropub. So, I mean, we were in there like at 1:30 and people were already having martinis. So I don't think they cared what the food tasted like, but I had a quinoa bowl and It wasn't so great. Let's see. Ambience by Anna. That is so cute. My website is homeandgardenwithanna.com. So the name of my channel.com. Yeah. Your son served in our military, USA all the way. Yeah, baby. Yes. I have a nephew in the army and he joined right after 9/11 and he's been in ever since. Yes. Am I going to use traditional vessels for your candles? Yeah. No, not traditional. No, I want them to be unique. That's the whole point of my stores. I want it to be unique home decor. I don't want you guys to um, it's something that I would want to put in my home, and I think I have good taste. I don't know. You know what I'm finding out? And let me take a sip. Hold on. Please hold. I'm parched. Um, what I'm finding out from a lot of you guys, this is so interesting to me. So I assume when I'm doing a cleaning video that everybody that watches my cleaning video is watching it because they don't know how to clean and they live in a dirty home and they need motivation. But what I have found is that all of you guys are like me, which is funny. I should have just figured that out because I like watching cleaning videos. So it's so funny. Oh, thank you, Marie. I think it's so funny and I love it. And you guys give me like so many great ideas, and I love it. I just love it. So I love this community because I could be doing something and not think of, something little that I could have done different or could have used differently or, could have added or, that kind of thing. And you guys are like right on top of it. And I just freaking love it. And I'm assuming a lot of you guys read a lot of the comments. And so you guys are also getting, ideas. Hey, Gloria. Hey. So, yeah. So you guys are, we're like bouncing ideas off each other. So it's kind of like I envision it. I'm a visual person that we're all kind of like in this room together and we're kind of like, bouncing ideas off each other. Hey, what about if you try this? Or hey, have you ever done this? Or what I do is this, and I don't know if you guys ever watch or ever read my comments and see Swim. Her comments are freaking hilarious and good. She is so full of information. I want her to write a book. Okay. Go back and read comments. I think she commented today. And I know she commented on the video yesterday. You have to go read her comments. She has the most, like her comments are just so full of info. I love it. Um, let's see. Let me see. You did? You cleaned out your pantry. Good. Your hubby watches for the cooking. Awesome. Oh, you guys are gonna. So tomorrow I'm making soup, but it's a Mexican soup. Hey, Paula. How are you? Aw, Paula's here. Yes. I get a lot of questions about my Bible study too. What do I do or how do I study the Bible? Listen, I just started studying the Bible in December. I've been a believer for a very long time, but I've never read the Bible like from beginning to end. And for some reason this year, I just found it to be very important to spend a dedicated time with God. And so um, my life is like He is. I told Ernie, I can't do this life without him. And I literally will hold my Bible after I'm done, like reading it. And I will say, when I'm talking to God, I will say, please do not ever leave me. I need you so bad. Like I picture him sitting in the chair across from me and he can't go. Like, don't go. Like, don't ever leave me. I need you. I need you. I need you. Especially right now. We need him so bad. And so I just love it. My personal relationship, I really have. I was telling Ernie, I said, I've always had a relationship with him, but my relationship is so different with him right now. Like it's so personal, and he's so good. Okay. So I'm going to share a story with you guys about how good God is. And you guys are consider yourself privileged. I have asked my daughter in law if it's okay if I share this story. And I've been trying to share it in a video, in a voiceover, and it just doesn't feel right because I'm recording it. And now that I have all of you guys here, hey Linda, now that I have all of you guys here, hey Eloise, I'm good, I'm good. I'm going to show you guys the Bible that I study. And then I got to tell you this amazing story and how good God is. You guys are going to be blown away. So, my daughter in law got me this book here. This is what I am reading, Courage for Life. It's the Bible. And what I love about it is, well, I'll just open up a page here. So after you're done reading, scripture, it gives you all of these really cool things to do on the bottom. So it gives you prayer. It gives you things to observe, and it interprets it for you, and then it tells you how to listen to the word. So it's really cool. So it's a whole study thing. And then I have a morning prayer that I had to write out, and I pray it. And so I read that prayer every morning, and and you guys are all included in that prayer. And it's really cool. So that's how I study the Bible. That is where I'm at. Because we're doing Revelation at church, Pastor suggested that we read Matthew. And so that's where I'm at. So I fast forwarded to Matthew. So that's what I'm doing right now because we're studying Revelation. So that's where I'm at. But let me tell you the amazing story. My son and daughter-in-law, my oldest son and daughter-in-law, have been married for 8 years. And they have been trying to conceive for 8 years. Well, they came at Christmas, and they told us that they found out through my son's work that his insurance covers 3 in vitro sessions, and I think I'm saying that right. And so we were so excited, and they were just elated. And so she said, when we get home after the holidays, we're going to start with like all the doctor's visits and all the things that to prepare. And so she went. Now let me try and remember how this, because it was all very exciting. So she went in for her initial visit, and they found out that she had fibroids, and her fibroids had grown together into a mass, and the only way to remove that was by a surgical procedure. So she scheduled the surgical procedure, and that's why I went to Arizona. I went to go stay with them and like cook and clean and care for her because it was a major surgery. So and I'm going to try not to cry because I get very wimpy when I talk about this. Um, so she went in for surgery. I went to Arizona the day after. I made my plans to fly in the day after surgery because I figured they were going to be there all day. It was supposed to be outpatient, and they were gonna. And my son was there, and I said, I'll give you guys your that first day. Well, they text us in the morning chat, our group chat, our family chat, and they say, Michael says Tiffany they just took her in. Everybody say your prayers, blah, blah, whatever. Okay, good. She's in. Well, about 45 minutes later, I get the most horrific phone call from my son, who is just devastated and beside himself. And just literally upset. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? Well, the doctor came out after getting in there and told my son that they had found the worst case the doctor had ever seen of endometriosis once they got in there. Now, don't ask me why they didn't see that during the initial checkups, but they found it now. And he said it was really bad. and they weren't sure if they were going to have to do a hysterectomy, a full hysterectomy. That's how bad it was. So my son was crying. He was upset. I'm being mama, and I'm trying to be really strong for him. I didn't know what I could, I didn't have the words to comfort him. I just wanted to be there with him. I just kept saying, I'm so sorry. I'm not there. I should have flown out today. It was all just very scary. And by the grace of God and through prayer, the doctor came out and said that they had to remove her left fallopian tube, and they sent it off to pathology. The other fallopian tube was pretty mangled, but Tiffany was going to heal and she was going to be fine. And I didn't ask questions after, of course, it was all very exciting, everything, and we were very happy about that. I flew in, stayed with them. Um, the the doctor did tell them that it is possible to get pregnant with one fallopian tube. Um, but they were going to check on her and so on and so forth. Okay, this is where it gets good. So, um, about 7 days after her surgery, I left on day 4. So, about 7 days, she hadn't started her cycle. So, she calls the doctor's office and she says, "Hey, I know you guys said that it was going to take some time for me to start my cycle. But I hadn't started yet, and I didn't know if that was normal, if I should have waited just, this amount of time, like what have you." And they said, "Well, how long ago was your surgery?" And she said, 7 days ago. And they said, "Well, give it to day 10. If you still haven't started by day 10, then we'll see you." Day 10 rolls around. She hadn't started, so she goes in. She just goes to see the people that do the sonograms there at the office. So she goes in and she sees that she's doing the sonogram, and she's talking to my daughter-in-law, and she says to my daughter-in-law, "Everything looks really good." She said, "It doesn't. We can't. I can barely tell you even had surgery." She said, "Both fallopian tubes look healthy. They're open. Your uterus is round and looks healthy." And my daughter-in-law is sitting there going, "Wait, did you say both fallopian tubes?" And she said, "Yes." And she goes, "They said they removed my left fallopian tube." And she turns the monitor around and shows my daughter-in-law, and she says, "There they are, right there." And um, my daughter-in-law was like dumbfounded for a second. She's like, "Well, maybe we misunderstood. And so she calls Michael. She goes out to the car. She calls Michael, and she's like, "Did they say they removed my left fallopian tube? Because they just told me that they saw it and everything looked good." So she calls and she talks to the physician's assistant, I believe it was. And the physician's assistant she said, "Did you guys remove my left fallopian tube?" She said, "Because they just told me that they saw it and it's healthy, and my right one's healthy. Can you guys, confirm that?" She kind of giggled and she said, "Sure, let me get you a file." So she goes and gets her file. She brings it back to the phone and she opens it and she says, "Yes, we definitely removed your left fallopian tube, and we sent it off to pathology and it came back clear." And my daughter-in-law said, "I think I may be a medical miracle." And she said, "I have my fallopian tubes, both of them. They're both healthy. They're both open. My uterus is round and healthy." And they said they can barely tell that I've had any surgery. Well, you guys, my daughter-in-law called me after this visit, after all that, and she said, "Anna, are you sitting down?" And I thought this was the pregnancy announcement, call. It wasn't, but it was just as good. And she said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "Oh, we just had a power surge. You see that? We just had a power surge." Um, she said, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "I'm sitting down." And um, she said, "Now be prepared to laugh or cry. I don't know which." And so she told me the whole story, and I laughed and cried at the same time. God is so good. He's so good, you guys. So she has been healed through prayer by God. She has been healed, completely healed, you guys. I said I wasn't going to cry, and I'm not going to. So it's so funny because I told her, I said, Tiffany, I said, shame on me for being in disbelief right now, right? Matthew 21:21. Shame on me for being in disbelief right now. I couldn't believe it. She had so many people praying for her. So here's the good part. I have been teasing her since about a year after they got married. Just have three babies, one for me, one for you, and one for your mom. Multiples, right? And she would say, no, stop it. Don't talk like that. And now she's like, bring it on, bring it on. Well, they were at church one night and they told the pastor their story, and he said, do you mind sharing it with the group? And they said, no, not at all. So they shared it with the group, um, and the one of the junior pastors, I think she said, I'm sorry, I don't remember. There's a lot of information, but somebody it was one of the pastors in the group, sitting in the group, um, that said that he had just prayed over them, and he prayed for what is the word? I'm sorry, it just flew out of my head. Multiples. I mean, like abundance. But he used a word, and so that was really good. And then she told her parents, and Jean-Luc, her dad, she's Frenchican too. Her mom's Mexican and her dad's French. And Jean-Luc, her dad, said that he had been praying, and he used the same exact word that pastor used. So God is good, you guys. He is so good. And yeah, so I couldn't tell you guys that um, in a voiceover. How am I going to get that in a voiceover? I said I can't tell my friends that in a voiceover. I got to tell you guys, but I did get permission about a month ago from my daughter-in-law, and I've been trying to tell you guys, but I couldn't. But I wanted to, for those of you who maybe who don't read the Bible and want to know how good God is. um, Matthew 21:21. Then Jesus told them, I tell you the truth. If you have faith and don't doubt, you can do things like this and much more. You can even say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. You can pray for anything, and if you have faith, you will receive it. Beautiful scripture, beautiful. So, anyways, I had to share that with you. Isn't that amazing news? Now let me see what you guys have all been saying. You guys, God is good. Abundance is not the word, but not fruitful. What was the word she said? I can't. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Faith can move mountains. So the thing is I don't think a lot of us have the faith that we should. I mean, I'm gonna speak for myself. I shouldn't say you guys. I don't know your guys's heart. But I told her, shame on me. I go, I'm in disbelief. I mean, she's telling me the story, you guys. My daughter-in-law's been healed. And there was almost a moment where I didn't want to share because I thought people are going to think I'm woohoo, kooky. But you know what? It's the God's honest truth. And it happened, and we got to experience it. And you want to know the beautiful thing? When I was talking to my son, and I said, I'm so happy for you guys, Michael. I said, I'm so happy for you guys. I'm happy that this is all happening for you. And I know that that you guys are going to experience a miracle here real soon, and I'm so happy for you. You know what he said to me? This is unselfish love for God. He said, Mom, I'm just happy that we have this story to share. That's what he said. He's just happy about that. Amazing. God does a miracle. He does amazing things. Anyways, these are happy tears. They're not sad tears. And, anyways, look at what I found. I found this magazine, and I said, why didn't I decorate my front porch like that? Isn't that beautiful? I have those exact chairs. Mine aren't white, though. Southern lady. Anyways, I'm trying to change subject so I can stop crying. Oh, okay, so that's a beautiful story I had to share with you guys live because I've been trying to share it with you guys because these are the kind of things that you want to share, that you have to share with people. And here's the funny thing. I'm a heathen. I'm a heathen. I have a heathen background. and and the funny thing is that I mean I'm confrontational by nature. I've got a trucker's mouth if I don't control it. God is usually walking around with one hand over my mouth and one on my shoulder. Calm down, Anna. And so that's something that I really work on really hard. And so it's funny because I was talking to my son, and he said that some of the family from California said they're kind of shocked by my behavior about how nice I am these days. And they're like, is it because she moved to Tennessee? As if Tennessee had anything to do with it. Isn't that funny? No, it's all God. He has everything to do with it. Uh, and the church we go to, the church is amazing that we go to. It's the experience here in Murfreesboro. It's amazing. Pastor Corey is amazing. Yes. Yes. Oh, a transplanted son. It's funny. I have a not Nebraska, but is it Nebraska? No, Montana. My girlfriend in San Clemente, her daughter graduated for college, and she didn't know what she wanted to do, but she during that summer, I think it was her last summer break. Yeah, because no, she didn't graduate from college. Her last summer break before her senior year in college, one of the professors said, "Come work at my horse ranch out in Montana." And so she did, and she never came back. She lives in Montana, bought her house there. She met her husband, and they have a baby, and she's working on that ranch, and she's loving the Montana life. It's so funny. A girl that grew up on the beach in San Clemente. Isn't that crazy? Yes, it's a beautiful testimony. Yes, Trina, it's a beautiful, beautiful. Hey, Bernadette, a beautiful testimony, and we have to tell those stories. It happened to me, like it happened to my son and my daughter-in-law. Like I feel kind of special. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool that I have that to share. You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing, amazing story. And I just want to ask you guys to pray for Michael and Tiffany, and that God blesses them in the way God sees fit. Another thing too I want to touch on is I don't do politics on my channel at all, and politics are everywhere, and we don't want to talk about it because it's ooh, it makes you just sad and depressed. But I do want to say that it's really easy these days to forget that we're supposed to pray for those. And we actually just had a conversation last night because I made dinner, and the kids came over. You guys will see that video tomorrow. Not the kids, but the dinner I made. And we were talking about everything that's going on in our world. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on or who you're going to vote for. It doesn't matter. The world is awful right now. It just doesn't matter. And we were talking about that, and I was talking to my daughter-in-law, the one that lives here, and I was saying, she's like, we just have to remember to pray. And it's so hard, right, to pray for somebody that you just don't like. You just don't like, you don't care for. It's really hard to pray for them, but it helps. It helps when you do. So I just want to throw that in there. If you have found yourself in a situation, I don't know what you do in your time, but try praying for the person that you don't like or you've had words with or whatever it is. Try praying for that person and just watch the calm that comes over you. It's amazing. Jesus 2024. I agree 100%. I do. I agree 100%. Yes. Arizona, hey. Thank you, Lisa. Praying for them. Yes. Pray for them. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about, Pam. It's hard. It's really hard. Our government is corrupt. We have a corrupt government. And like I said, on both sides of the aisle, and I'm not going to get political. I'm just saying it's unfortunate because all of us are affected. And we have to pray for him. We have to pray. We have to pray for him. We do. And it's hard. I have a hard time. Yeah, humanity is becoming so ugly. I was reading your guys' comments today about closing the house up. And you guys cracked me up, the ones that said, "Is your sister crazy?" So, really quick, do you guys remember the Night Stalker from California? Do you remember that? It was the Night Stalker. Uh, or Joni Bumper Sticker. Yes, the Night Stalker. So the Night Stalker was in where I grew up in the apartments in a neighborhood near me. That's where he was attacking people. So that is where I get a lot of my fear of that, the windows being open at night and the dark looking in, is because the Night Stalker. I remember that. Also, I remember a teacher telling us a story, and God, I don't remember why she told the story. We were in sixth grade, sixth or seventh grade, I can't remember. And she's telling us the story. I just remember she was telling us a story about how she was laying in bed and the window was above her head and she had blinds. And the blinds were turned down. You know how the blinds, you go up or down? Hers were turned down. And she's laying in bed and she said she just happened to look up and there was a man staring at her through her blinds. And so now that freaks me out. So I remember that I was like 12 or 13. Yeah, 12 or 13 when she told that story. And then fast forward, that Night Stalker, crazy wacko guy. And so, yes, my house gets buttoned up at nighttime. Yeah, so scary. Um, yes. Now, I don't think I have an issue here in my neighborhood. I really don't, but it doesn't matter. It's embedded and it's who I am. They will always be shut. I don't care. Yes, the Night Stalker was scary, Sherry. Night Stalker, yep. Robin said, "I'm in old pajamas, no makeup, crazy hair at night. I'm the scary when my blinds are closed as a kindness." uh, Sherry, I went out with Sherry today, so that's why my hair is done. I put a little curl to do her a favor. I put a little curl in my hair. I put a little bit of Laura Geller makeup on. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. The Boston Strangler. Didn't they have a movie on that? Yes. Yes. When I get scared at night, I always say, "You don't scare me. God, the devil's a liar." Okay, the devil's a liar. I got God on my side. You don't scare me. My sister had a peeping Tom too. I was flashed. I was going to cosmetology school and I got there early and I was sitting on the steps. So it was a building and then an alley and then a building. And there was like little steps. And I would sit on the steps and wait for school to open. And I was sitting on the steps waiting for my other fellow, students to show up. And I just happened to look over to my left and there's a dude standing there with his pants down. And I told you I was confrontational. You know what I did? I got up and chased him. I chased him. Yes, I don't know what I was going to do when I got him, but I chased him and he ran and I don't know if he jumped over a fence or what, but I lost him. Um, you're welcome. Uh, Charles Manson, I have a brother that went to jail and he went to the same prison that um, Charles Manson was at. So he said that dude was scary. Should have pointed and laughed at him. I was 17. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. My mom got mugged, or somebody tried mugging her. My mom never learned how to drive or ride a bike or swim. And so she would take the bus to work, and she was at the bus stop, and this guy came up and tried to grab her purse, and my mom fought with him, and she beat him over the head with her purse, this little French woman. Yeah. So see, I'm traumatized. That's why my windows are closed at night. I am one of 15. I'm the second youngest to 15 children, but they're not all the same parents. My dad was married my dad was, well, I don't know that they were married. I got to meet his first wife, which is fabulous. I love her, Vicky. She's still alive. Um, because, okay, so my dad had his first baby when he was 14, and his girlfriend, wife, eventually was 13, and they had a baby every year for 6 years. And so there's that. And then my mom was married. She met her GI, she always called him, in Belgium. And she came back to the States, immigrated here with him, got married. They ended up divorced. My mom was a ballerina. She danced ballet with Shirley Temple and everything. She led a very privileged life. And she was living in a house and running a ballet studio out of her garage. And then my dad, his sister lived across the street from my mom, so he would come over and visit. And my older sister, because I have sisters in their 70s, they knew my cousins, and so they got my mom and dad together. My mom and dad met, and they had four of us. But interesting, before they had me, they had split up, and my mom met somebody and got pregnant. And then my mom and dad got back together, and my dad said, I don't want that child. So my mom gave her up for adoption. And she found us when I was pregnant with my youngest son, who's now 31. So she's been in our life for 31 years. And yeah, so there's us five younger ones. My mom had four, my dad had six. So 15 kids. Thank you, Shannon. I love it, Shaya. Thank you. You would like me to do a video decorating a budget? Ooh, I could do that. That's all I used to do when I first got married. I had a beautiful home, and it was all thrift store and garage sales and estate sales. All of it. Thank you, Pamela. Yeah, I'm a book, let me tell you. I'm a book. Ernie and I have been together since we were 16 and 17. I did not graduate high school. I dropped out. And it was kind of a mutual decision between me and the school. They said, what do you want to do for a living? And I said, I want to do hair. And they said, okay, why don't you go do that? Because I was such a bad girl. So I started cosmetology school when I was 17 years old, a year after I met Ernie. And I did that till my youngest son, Robert, was 3 years old, 3 or 4. I did that. So he's 31 now. And then I quit. It's a hard job. So kudos to all of you that are still doing hair. It's not easy. But I quit doing that. But yeah. So yeah, I met Ernie when I was 16. We got pregnant before, we got pregnant before we were married. And my dad sat us down and said, what are you guys going to do about it? And Ernie said, get married. And I was just sitting there looking at both of them going, what? What are we doing? Anyways, we got married. Ernie picked me up one morning. We went to the Justice of the Peace. We got married, and then he brought me back home, and he went home. We didn't live together. We don't have any wedding photos. None. Um, yep. I told school, peace out. Oh, thank you, Sherry. You're not late at all. Yeah, so did not have a wedding, no wedding photos. I do not know what it's like to wear a wedding dress. Haven't a clue. But we had a lot of haters. Nobody thought we were going to make it. He and I fought like crazy when we were dating. And people couldn't believe it years later when they saw us together. They were like, we didn't think you guys would stay together because we fought so much. Um, yeah. So, but now we are. Thank you, Pam. We are best friends. Ernie, it's funny. I got a comment one day from somebody who was really annoyed that Ernie um, comments on my videos. And I'm like, why would that upset you? My husband works in Florida. I'm in Tennessee. And he watches my videos because he's amazing and he comments. And so we're allowed to chat back together. And she said, don't you guys like talk at dinner time or something really rude like that? And I wanted to clap back, but I didn't. I just deleted and blocked her. But it was very rude. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Yes, Gloria, I will totally do. I do lives every once in a while. I haven't done one in a while. A vow renewal. I don't believe in vow renewals. I don't. I really don't. My vows are good. I'm good. I know there's so many people that do have sisters that renewed their vows. Beautiful too. My sister, 2 years older than me, her and her husband went to Jamaica or something, and they redid it on the beach. It was gorgeous, but I don't believe in that. Um, he's really a good guy. Ernie is just as good as you guys think he is. He really is amazing. And I really scored with him. Like, I'm blown away by that because I always tell him, I said, if you were to meet me today, you probably wouldn't have been attracted to me. He always says, why do you say that? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I just got really lucky, and that was God looking out for me because before I met Ernie, I was with a much older guy, and I was planning on marrying this guy, and it was just really to get out of my house, away from my parents, and away from that toxic situation. And so I was going to marry him, um, and I was working, I was saving my money, and I had dropped out of school. So um, I was working at Wendy's, and I was 15. I was working at Wendy's, and I was sitting at the bus stop one day waiting to go to work and waiting for the bus. And this little cute blonde with, tow head comes walking up in a Wendy's uniform. She sits down and we started talking. And we talked for about, well, I don't know how long we talked, but the bus never came. And during that conversation, she said, she talked me into going back to school, but I knew I couldn't go to the school that I had quit. And well, because I dropped out of that school. And so I ended up going to another school, which is the school I met Ernie at. And so we jumped across the street. We took that bus to the school. It was Mission Bay High School in San Diego. And we got the paperwork, brought it home because you could do that back then. My parents filled it out. I took it back. I enrolled in school. I met Ernie first period, first day. First period, first day of school. God intervened and saved my life. And yeah, and I thank him all the time for that. Ernie is amazing. Yes, vows do not expire. I don't know. I've never understood the vow renewal. I mean, I get it. If people didn't have the wedding of their dreams and they want to relive that, I get it. But it's just not for me. Thank you, Claudia. You're so sweet. Yes, we love to watch football. Ernie is a LA Charger fan, previously known as the San Diego Chargers. So are my boys and my grandkids and my sisters. And we have I would show you on the phone, but we have a whole family chat for football Sunday. Yes, we are football marriage tips. Ooh, I could give you a ton. First of all, be friends. You have to like each other. I was just explaining the other day to a friend that I had watched during remember the housing crisis when, you know, uh, people were going into foreclosure. There was foreclosures everywhere. Do you guys remember that? It was awful. Um, during that time, we moved to a beautiful community and we bought a beautiful home. And it was the happiest community. And, I made lots of friends and we had a book club and we had we did like um, wine nights and we just had, it was the best neighborhood. It was just so fun. And, uh, when the housing crisis hit and people started going into foreclosure, I watched marriages crumble, like completely crumble. Every single one of those people, those couples, are now divorced. And the reason why is because our pastor at that time explained it. I was listening to one of his sermons. He said, in marriage, we're like this, right? And then we have a fight because if you are somebody who says, me and my wife don't fight, me and my husband don't fight, don't lie. You do too, okay? Not you're not perfect. Stop it. So you start off like this, you have a fight, and you do this, right? The most important thing is to meet back here. And this is the talk I had with all three of my sons. And I've had this conversation with my daughter-in-laws as well. You got to start back here again. The mistake that a lot of people do is they do this and they continue to do this and they continue to do this. And they continue to do that and they fill this void up with jewelry and trips and furniture and junk stuff, mindless stuff. And they're like this. So, what happens when all of this stuff disappears? You're left two people staring at each other going, I don't even know who you are. So, I think for Ernie and I remember the night I fell in love with him. I remember the exact moment I fell in love with him. We used to go to San Diego Bay. We'd go get food and then we'd go park at a cul-de-sac on the bay and watch the sunset and we'd eat our food and we'd talk, and then we'd make out. But this night, this particular night, um, we were eating and we were talking and we just kept talking. And in that conversation, he was talking about simple little things that you know, he envied about other people, other kids. I talked about how, because I was an apartment kid, and I talked about how, on Halloween night, I went trick or treating just to the neighborhood where the houses were, just so that I could see inside people's houses and I loved walking by their houses and I loved seeing, like, you could smell the pumpkin in the air and the warm cozy lights and maybe they had something cooking or they had the fireplace going or whatever it was always just so warm and welcoming and they had gardens and I was telling Ernie all of this and he was talking about, because his parents owned taco shops, so Ernie has worked since he had to stand on a crate to work the register. He's worked since he was a little boy. And he would walk from school to the house, and then from the house, he'd walk to the restaurant. And on his way to the restaurant, he said he'd be walking and he'd see dads catching ball with, kids. These are things that we talked about that night. And I fell in love with him that night. But here's the thing, Ernie and I have never stopped talking like that, ever. We've never stopped. Have we had fights? Have we had disagreements? Yeah, a lot. And but we always come back here. We always came back here. And then eventually you just reach an age where you don't argue anymore. You've gotten all the arguments. You get irritated with each other, but you've gotten over them. You know what I mean? You've gotten to a point to where all the arguments have been had. There is nothing to argue about anymore. And Thankfully we're there. And that's, the marriage advice really for me is, you know, to always come back here. This is the most important. And I know you hear never go to bed angry. We've went to bed angry plenty of times, and thankfully we've woken up, both of us, and we're able to come back together. Um, Oh, yeah, I get it. Oh, you know what you can do, Julie? I just did this actually, and I would show you, but I'm talking on my phone, but I'm reading comments on my computer. Do you have Facebook? If you have Facebook, go to Facebook and go to AI chats. And if you go to AI chats, it will tell you, I mean, you can type in healthy meal plans for one, healthy weekly meal plans for one, and AI will generate a meal plan for you. I just did that, and it's amazing. I just actually, you know what I can tell you, because I emailed it to myself. So let me tell you what the meal plan was. Pretty cool. um, from me. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay. The meal plan was pretty amazing. I put in no fish. So here's a sample meal plan for a week with focus on healthy and delicious options without fish because I'm not a big fish eater. Breakfast, avocado. This AI generated this for me. Breakfast, avocado toast with scrambled eggs. Lunch, grilled chicken salad with mixed greens and balsamic vinaigrette. Dinner, quinoa and black bean bowl with roasted veggies. That's Monday. Tuesday, breakfast, Greek yogurt with berries and granola. Lunch, whole grain pita stuffed with turkey, roasted turkey and avocado. That is what you can get if you go to AI chat and type in whatever it is you want to type in, and it will generate a menu for you. I would suggest doing that. My favorite way to spend the weekend. I'm a homebody, believe it or not, and I love my home. I really love my home. There is nothing more exciting for me than thinking about Chinese takeout with Ernie, Chinese takeout, watching a movie at night, especially during the winter when we can have a fireplace going, but just being cozy at home and comfortable. And every now and again, I mean, Ernie loves date night. So Ernie still gives me chills. He still asks me out on dates. And I love it. It still gives me chills. Like he'll just text me and say, "We have reservations here at this time on this day," and I love it. That's how he asks me out now. He just tells me we're going. So I love that. But I love to be home. And so yeah, that's it. It's going to the grandkids right now. My favorite thing is the grandkids football games on Saturdays, and then Ernie and I get to do, because he's not home during the weekend. He always says, "Don't worry about that. I'm fine." And I'm like, "No, you're not home. You need to come home and enjoy your home. So, but I do think that I'm going to be flying out. I'm going to Florida, and I'm going to stay a couple weeks, so I won't be filming. While I'm there, it's going to be me and Ernie time. I'm not going to take the camera. I'm not going to do anything, but I will be going live. So if you guys don't have the bell notification, you might miss it. But I'll be going live while I'm there. I'll clean live with you guys. I'll just do different live things, live events. I'll try and plan them and put it on my community tab on YouTube. But that's what I do when he's at work, and if I feel like cleaning something or organizing something or whatever it is, I might go live, or just sit and chit chat with you guys. But I just told him today that I want to do that, and we want to go to something island. I can't remember. He said something island. Anastasia Island? Is that what it's called? Hmm. He wants to go check that out. I don't know. It's hurricane season, so we have to play it by hurricane weather. But I want to go to Savannah, Georgia, and it's a short drive. So, no, we've been to Anna Maria Island. I'm Anna Maria, so we went to Anna Maria Island. It was lovely. Hey, Miami. Oh yeah, I enjoy home. We met people today from in Franklin. They were from Naples, Florida. They were here visiting. They were on their way to Nashville and they stopped in Franklin. Yes. Amelia Island. Yes. That's where Ernie wants to go. I've already been to Anna Maria. It's adorable. But I want to go to, I'll go to any island in Florida. I just love Florida. Florida has the most gorgeous sunsets. And I'm from San Diego, so that says a lot. Beautiful sunsets. Gorgeous. I mean, breathtaking sunsets. Florida has. Beautiful. Um, yeah. So we're gonna go to. I've been to Savannah, and I went with two sisters that they were bummers. They weren't any fun. So I keep telling Ernie, I want to go back with you and enjoy it with you. So we're waiting for the weather to cool off. But in October 24th, I think, October 24th, we leave to Myrtle Beach. So pray there's no hurricanes. We leave to Myrtle Beach, and so we are going to. Thank you, Connie. Oh, Disney World pass holders. Yep. I'm not a big island, or not island, Disney girl. I mean, I went every single year because we lived in San Diego and I took my boys every year. Every spring we were at Disneyland. So I'm like with the parks. Oh, wait. A Segway tour all over Savannah Sea. How fun! Yeah, I'm gonna do Florida. I told Ernie today, and he's stoked. So I'm doing my meet and greet on the 27th, Friday, from 1 to 4. And then I'm gonna stay, and my grandson's last football game is that Tuesday. It's his home game, and it's like a big special game. So I'm gonna stay for that, and then probably fly out Wednesday. So I'll have videos up to that point, and then I'm gonna just be off the Richter. I'm not gonna be anywhere around. You have to be intentional when it comes to work and life balance. And Ernie deserves my undivided attention. And always having a camera around your spouse. I mean, could you imagine always having this in your face or everywhere you go? It's like today when I met Sherry and we went for lunch and shopping. I could have taken this and filmed, but I wanted to enjoy my time with her. So, Sherry, how did I not know you worked at Disneyland? You sang in a group? I probably saw you. Time is really important. Spending time with your loved ones, you have to be intentional. Not downing anybody on YouTube, and I hope that these women don't always have the camera when they're with their spouse. Like, I really hope that they have time where they don't feel like they have to film it with their spouse, because could you imagine? I could not imagine if Ernie was always filming me on this. I couldn't imagine. So Ernie is the oldest of four. He has a brother just underneath him, and then two sisters. Mm-hmm. Who happen to be very upset with him for moving to Tennessee and abandoning them. They have abandonment issues. You can tell how I feel about that. Retiring in Tennessee. You guys have an area in Tennessee you guys are thinking about? We were going to move to East Tennessee. I have two sisters. Now I'm glad I didn't move to East Tennessee. And then my youngest son him and his wife decided to move to Murfreesboro. And we said, well, if we're moving to Tennessee, we're going to move near grandbabies. So, yeah. Nope. Camera will never take over my life. I also don't feel like I have to share all of my life either. I get asked a lot of questions I don't answer in comments. People ask personal questions, And my whole life is not, if I feel like I need to share it with you guys, I'll share it with you guys. But if I'm not sharing it, it's because it's not your business, you know? And you have to have that hard line, especially if you're going to put yourself on YouTube. You have to draw that line, you know, where you say, that's not your business. If I thought it was important for you to know, I would have shared it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the Boro is amazing. Where in California, Jennifer? There's a lot of YouTubers that share too much of their life. You are so welcome, Lisa. Yeah, they share too much of their life on YouTube. When I watch them, I'm like, ooh, probably shouldn't have shared that. Yeah. They overshare. It's easy though. It's really easy because you guys become friends. You are a part of our life. You know, you're not just well, I would hope that they this is how I feel. That's just me. I'm just speak for me. I can't speak for anybody else. But you guys are all a part of my life now. Like I could never ignore you guys. You guys are all important. I was telling Sherry today because Sherry said, "Don't ever feel like you have to answer me. You can just like it, whatever." No, that is not true. You took the time to watch my video, and then you took more time to comment. I appreciate that. I would never not respond. Now, I am getting bigger and I am getting a lot more comments, and I am finding it really hard to keep up. So sometimes I just have to hurry up and do a comment, you know, when I really want to sit and type. When I'm at my computer, I could do it all day long, but I'm usually out on the go and I have my phone and it's really hard, you know. But I at least want to acknowledge that I have read what you said and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are part of my life now. It's just who sorry. You can't get rid of me now. I'm here forever. You guys are friends. You are. You really are. And I when I'm uploading a video now, it's funny how this happens. I'm thinking of all of your guys' names and the ones that have pictures, I'm thinking of your guys' faces when I'm talking to the camera. So my realtor came last week. She came to pick up a sign that she had left here. And we were talking and she said to me, she said, "You're so natural in front of the camera." She goes, "You know, I took a class to learn about that, you know, so she could have a YouTube channel for all her listings." She goes, "But everything you do is what they teach us in the classroom." And I said, "Well, I've always been because when I'm looking at the camera, I'm talking to you guys. I'm not talking to a camera. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? That this when I'm looking at this, I'm not looking at this. I'm looking at you guys. So I really feel like I'm talking to you guys because I know that the very next day or when the video uploads, we're going to be doing this in the comments. Do you see what I'm saying? So you guys are real people, you know, and I wouldn't treat you any other way other than real people. So it's funny because I have there's YouTubers that I follow and they don't answer. They do not answer their comments at all. I don't know why they do that. I don't know if they don't feel like they have to because they're so big. And I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm not gonna I'll cross that bridge when I get to it if I ever get I mean I go through growing spurts, like I just went through a big spurt. So I don't know why this happens. I'll go through big spurts, growing spurts, and then it'll taper off, and then I'll start losing people, right? And then like let's say I have, you know, 10,500. You guys are seeing the 10,500, I think. I think that's what you see. But you guys don't or you're seeing the 10,000 in that 500, you guys don't see that it's fluctuating. You know what I'm saying? So it fluctuates. And one time, I would say this was about 6 months ago, they were dropping, and I was like, oh my God, I'm losing all these subscribers. What's happening? So what happens is YouTube goes in and they delete or they make inactive. I can't remember. Uh, Subscribers who are not active on your channel. That's what I've reached out to a bunch of experienced YouTubers and said, my channel's doing this. What's happening? And they said, uh, hold on, one of my and they said that that's what happens, that YouTube does that. So I'll go through like big spurts, but I don't get excited because it goes back down again. Like I don't know what I'm at today. I don't know how many subscribers I have today. 15,700, which is a huge growing spurt, but I did that a couple months ago too. You know what I mean? So I don't get excited about that because it does this. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while. So I might sit here for another 3 months. I might sit here and that's just where I'll be, you know? And so I think I got 2 new subscribers today. And then I'll have days where I'll get like 10 new subscribers or 20 subscribers, you know, but then I might lose 5. It's a whole thing, how it all works. So I don't care. I'm like, I'm still here. You know, I'm going to still share. Yeah, Carrie Ann, it is a mystery because I've been studying the SEO. I've been watching videos. I've been studying. It's working. What I'm doing is working, but not today. I don't know how many views my video has today. Let's see. Oh, I have a bunch of comments I need to answer. And that video has 3,000 views right now on my end. You guys can't see that probably. And because what I see in my back office is different than what you see on YouTube. YouTube's always way behind. But I think yesterday I was like at 3,700 by this time with my video. So I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, 241 watching live right now. That's pretty awesome. Thanks, guys. You guys rock. Trina, that is so nice to say. When you guys tell me that, that is so nice for you guys to say that. Thank you. Tomorrow I'm making a Mexican soup. It's going to be good, but I'm also cleaning another messy area in my house. Do I get a lot of trolls? I've gotten some, yes. I had one guy told me that I was materialistic. And I just delete and block them. They don't have any effect on my life. I don't know them. The society today, everybody's a keyboard warrior. This is how everybody communicates. This and on their phone. They've taken human interaction out of society. And it's so very important, and I tell my sons this all the time, to make sure that the grandkids have human interaction. And, you know, that way they can experience their words or their actions on how it makes other people feel and vice versa. Because that is how we grew up. And now you can't see how you're making somebody feel with this. It's horrible. Hey, Montreal, Canada in the house. Anne Marie. I have a sister, Elizabeth Marie. I'm Anna Maria. Anna Maria. I love Marie. Anna Marie. Yes. Ernie can be my moderator. He reads it. He'll text me. I'll text him sometimes and I'll screenshot it. Yeah, they totally just want attention. It's sad. It's very sad. Sarah Maldonado in the house. Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm so happy you caught me live too. So the human interaction is it's missing in our world anymore. I actually have sisters that say they would prefer a text over a phone call. I would prefer a phone call over a text. Thank you very much. Because tone is not, you can't hear tone via text. You know what I'm saying? Iowa, yes. Because you guys are from everywhere. I just love it. You love my cooking. Thank you. Thank you. Silicon Valley. We were in San Jose when we moved here to Tennessee. Hate texting. I have people texting, ask if they can call me. Don't you hate that? It's like, just call me. I don't get it. It freaks people out nowadays when you call them for Florida. I can't wait to get back to Florida. Florida in the house. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, talk about I do not take my phone. Ernie and I are very the only time we will be on a phone when we are having a meal together is when we are looking up someplace that we want to go after the meal, like a furniture store or a shopping or something like that. It's together, we're looking at that, but we are purposely not. I when I go to a restaurant and the mom and the dad and the kids are on their tablets and their phones and nobody's having a conversation, I want to go up to them and say, "Can you just stop?" Like, you guys, can you it's annoying to watch. And we were at a restaurant one day and there was this elderly couple, you guys. I kid you not, if they were 80 years old. And they were both on their tablets. No offense if you're 80, by the way. They were both on their tablets, sitting in front of them, sitting across from each other, and they both were on their tablets. She was on Facebook, and the only reason why I know that is because I could see her tablet. I don't know what he was on, but they weren't even having a conversation. I told Renee, oh my gosh, it's affected every nook and cranny of our society. It's horrible. Yeah, Sherry, I know that, honey. I know that. Yeah, I get it. When you're waiting for big news or there's a medical or family issues, yes, our cell phones absolutely are handy, 100%. But when you go on date night, and Ernie will say, "Don't you want your phone?" when we leave the house, and I'll say, "No, I don't need my phone. I'm with you." If there's an emergency, the kids are going to call me or you. If they can't get a hold of me, they're going to call you. So I don't need it. You prefer texting also. Interesting. Why is that? I really want to know. My sisters get offended when I say why. Actually, my sister Elizabeth just told me that she actually prefers a phone call now. So she just became a grandma about a year ago, so maybe that changed her heart. Michael, my gosh. Angela, how small of a world is that? I have your grandmother's name, and you have two sons named Michael and Daniel. Oh my gosh. Now, if you got a Robert thrown in there and an Ernie, that would be scary. Ah, oh, rule nails. Nice. It's quicker. A text. It is quicker. It is quicker. Yeah. Ernie calls me. He'll text me, "How's your day?" But if he doesn't get a response within like 5 minutes, he calls. I would rather, or he'll call and I'll say, "Well, what's up? What's going on?" He'll say, "I just wanted to hear your voice." Oh, that's so nice, right? It's very impersonal. It's very impersonal. It is, it is, uh, we have a family chat, so that's good because you can get news to everybody all at once. But yeah, Glenda calls you from upstairs. Oh my gosh, Maria. Yes, that is so funny. Your dad's name is Ernie. Yes. Oh, thank you, CJ. Cape Cod. I love Cape Cod. I've been there twice. I love Cape Cod. Ugh, so jealous. We went to the Green, or that bar across the street from the Green Giant when we were in Boston, and there was a couple in there, and they they were trying to take. She was trying to take like a picture of them, and she was posing. And Ernie had went to the restroom, and I said, "Do you want me to take your guys' picture?" She said, "Yeah." And I love the accent in Boston. I love the accent. I would just strike up conversations with people just so I could hear their accent. And so I took their picture, and they live there. They're in Cape Cod. They live in Cape Cod. They were there for a game or something, and born and raised on the Cape. So jealous. It's beautiful, just gorgeous. If y'all have never been to Boston, you got to go, and then get on that ferry across to Cape Cod. It's beautiful. Sweater weather, yes. Your husband texts you from other rooms. Ernie is driving right now, otherwise he would be on this live. He's on his way home from Florida right now. Oh, your daughter is Michelle. Hello from Vegas. People are just rude anymore. I will say not here. I haven't experienced any of that behavior here in the South. I have not. And I'm not being biased because I live here. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. When I visited my sister in Georgia, I went home to California and I said, Ernie, we went to the mall, and every time I passed by a man, he was such a gentleman. He would like tilt his hat or, like acknowledge me, It was just very polite, very Southern, and it was just mind blowing. And we came here, and it's just the same here. I mean, it's amazing. Everybody's so nice here. I haven't met anybody rude. Like I have not ran into anybody rude. Have I? I don't think I have. They are very nice. I've not ran into anybody rude. That is so funny. Your husband texts you. People in the South are super nice, and they really are. It's not a joke. It's a real deal. How far is he right now? I don't know. I'm on the phone. He hasn't texted me to let me know his usual stops. I don't know. I think it's about a 7-hour drive. It all depends on Atlanta traffic, actually. Alabama. I want to go. We're only about an hour from the border of Alabama. I want to go. I asked Sherry today, do you want to go to Alabama? It's only an hour away. I don't think Sherry and I should be crossing borders. I don't know if Glenford and Ernie would be okay with that. Where should Sherry and I go next, guys? Sherry's on here. She's chatting with you guys. Where should we go next? Buc-ee's? Oh yeah. Ernie stops at all the Buc-ee's on his way here. He's so over the food. We're getting a In-N-Out here in Murfreesboro. I'm so excited. Not this time around. I don't think I'm gonna do a meetup in Gainesville. I this time Ernie and I really need time, like just normal time where I'm cooking dinner for him and feeding him, and we're hanging out, and just marriage time. You know what I mean? Like just to hang out and be together. Yes. Louisiana. Buc-ee's has some great decor. They have the cleanest bathrooms ever. Okay, Robin, see you later. Yeah. I'm actually going to say bye too, guys. We are a couple hours in, I think. No, an hour and a half in. You guys got me for an hour and a half live. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for commenting and all your guys' kind words. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget tomorrow's videos at 7 a.m. We are cooking, cleaning, and organizing tomorrow. Kind of the usual, what I do. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks so much. Bye.